Hey guys, Caleb here with Threefold, and today we're going to be talking about the Tokina Cinema ATX 11-20 t2.9 lens. So first things first, I want to jump right in and talk about the build quality of this lens. As you would expect from a Cine lens, it is built extremely well. On the front, you'll find a 95mm ring, as well as an 86mm filter thread, which is a great bonus as not all Cine lenses have filter threads. This is extremely helpful as this is a very popular lens to use with Steadicams and gimbals. And having the option to use a screw-on filter over a larger, heavier matte box makes for a lighter setup that's much easier to balance. The next thing about this lens is that it is very small and compact, which is always welcome. One thing I was happy to see with this lens was the user interchangeable mount system. This lens can be adapted to just about every mount, including LPL, PL, EF, E, Micro Four Thirds, and F. Another perk to this lens is the zoom handle it comes with, which I personally haven't used yet, but could see it being very useful for a solo operator. Now that I've talked about some of the pros, let's get into some of the cons of this lens. First of which is the iris ring. I was a bit bummed to see that the gears on the iris ring don't run all the way around. Instead, they only run on the top and the bottom. While it's not a deal breaker, it only allows you to mount an iris motor from the top or the bottom. Next up, weather sealing, or lack thereof. I was extremely disappointed to see that this lens didn't have any weather sealing. Since this is a wide angle lens, it gets most of its use outdoors. This is even more frustrating considering the $500 photo version of this lens even has a simple rubber seal around the lens mount, while the Cine version has nothing. Personally, this has got to be one of my favorite lenses as there aren't many other lenses like this out there. From my experience, it has very minimal distortion for being such a wide angle lens. It's also very usable and sharp wide open at t2.9. This lens is also parfocal, which makes shots with zooms a breeze. One downside to this lens is that it does vignette from 11 to 15mm on larger super 35mm sensors such as the Helium and Gemini. Now with all of that being said, I'd like to show you guys some samples taken with this lens and a few different cameras. If you guys have any questions about this lens or have future video suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And with that, we're off. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested in watching more and expect more content about our creative process, behind the scene breakdowns, and production tips in the future. I'm Caleb with Threefold, and thanks for watching.